Welcome to the 2026 Idaho Exhibition of Ideas, the Digital Design and Fabrication Challenge, presented by the Idaho STEM ecosystem. This program empowers Idaho students to explore innovation, creativity, and problem-solving through 3D printing. This kickoff webinar will guide you through everything coaches need to know for the upcoming season. Today's presentation is divided into 4 parts. We'll begin with a brief introduction to the Idaho ecosystem. Then we'll cover what the Idaho Exhibition of Ideas, or IDX, is. Next we'll dive into information about the 2026 competition and the new iterations to this year's program. Lastly, we'll look at the resources available from the Idaho ecosystem. The Idaho ecosystem, housed under the University of Idaho Extension, is a statewide network dedicated to fostering partnerships that support innovative STEM learning opportunities and strengthen Idaho's future workforce. The ecosystem has 3 regional hubs across Idaho with dedicated hub coordinators working to support each region. Regional hub coordinators provide localized support and guidance. They can answer questions about program expectations, assist with navigating resources, and can connect schools, industries, and community partners together. Tricia Mick, the ecosystem manager, serves as the statewide point of contact and oversees program coordination. Rebecca Lulu is the regional hub coordinator for the Southwest Idaho STEM Hub, known as SWISH, and covers all of Region 3. Sonia Haynes and Ashley Schaffner are the regional hub coordinators for the Idaho South and East Hub, known as IC STEM. Sonia covers South Central Idaho, in Region 4, and Ashley covers East Idaho, Regions 5 and 6. At the time of this recording, the North Idaho Hub Coordinator position is in the hiring process. Coaches are encouraged to reach out to their regional hub coordinator, or the ecosystem manager, throughout the year for help. The Idaho Exhibition of Ideas, also known as IDX, is a multi-week, team-based competition where students in grades 5 through 8 design and prototype solutions to real-world problems using 3D printing technology. The competition culminates in a regional showcase, where students present their innovations to a panel of judges. Students develop and strengthen durable skills such as design thinking, collaboration and teamwork, project planning, communication, and public speaking skills. These are critical skills needed to prepare students for the future workforce. IDX guides students through a full innovation cycle using the engineering design process from identifying the problem, researching the challenge, brainstorming potential solutions, designing early models, creating and testing prototypes, refining their work, documenting each stage, and presenting their final design at the showcase. Although not required, many coaches take their students on field trips to hear from industry professionals about the work and challenges they experience, providing students the opportunity to see how they could design a solution to a real-world problem. Every IDX project includes 4 core components. First, a 3D printed prototype demonstrating the team's solution. It is important to note that this is a prototype, not a final product. Students are simply using 3D prints to demonstrate the idea. Second, is a documentation slide deck outlining their research, decision-making, iterations, and individual roles on the team. Third, a student-led 6-minute presentation for the showcase. These presentations will be delivered at their table, and will precede a 4-minute period for judges to ask questions. Fourth, is a visual display table set up that helps explain their design journey. The 2026 IDX theme is Sports Science. This theme invites teams to explore how science, technology, and engineering support athletic performance, safety, accessibility, and innovations. Each year, the ecosystem provides 3 subtopics to guide student exploration and provide multiple entry points for varying interests. Students do not have to choose one of these subtopics to research, as we also have a custom subtopic. You'll find additional resources for these subtopics in the team guide. For the 2026 season, coach requirements have been simplified. Coaches are no longer required to have completed an IDX iSTEM strand, but should have access to a 3D printer and feel comfortable guiding students through the design process. Coaches will serve as the primary point of contact between the ecosystem and the registered team. Coaches are there to guide and encourage students, and should not be completing any of the work of the project. Coaches may support multiple teams. Each team is made up of 4 to 6 students and compete in grade-level divisions. 5th and 6th grade students compete in the junior division. 7th and 8th grade students compete in the senior division. And new this year, but only the South Central location, is a high school division for students in grades 9 and 10. Mixed grade teams must compete in the division of the oldest team member. If you have more than 6 students who want to participate, encourage them to divide into multiple teams. Teams and coaches should plan to meet regularly throughout the planning and preparation phase. While not required, many teams plan to meet weekly. Now that the ecosystem is part of the University of Idaho Extension, all youth program participants will be required to have a parent or guardian sign an activity waiver. Once teams register, coaches will receive the digital activity waiver and instructions on collecting them. Coaches will be asked to bring the activity waivers on showcase day. Failure to provide signed activity waivers for each participating student may result in the club or school being ineligible for future participation. Registration for the 2026 showcase is now open and closes on Friday, January 16th. Coaches will register each team individually. The registration form will ask for a team name and size. The team name does not have to be finalized before you register, and you can provide an estimate for the team size. The ecosystem will verify all team information closer to the showcase. Shortly after you register, your team will receive filament and a 3D printing toolkit. Please note, you will only receive one toolkit per school or organization. We will have 4 regional showcases in Idaho. Our North Idaho showcase will be on Friday, March 13th at Twin Lakes Elementary School in Rathdrum. Our Southwest Idaho showcase will be on Saturday, April 11th at Boise State University. Our South Central Idaho showcase will be on Friday, March 13th at College of Southern Idaho. And our East Idaho showcase will be on Friday, February 20th at Idaho State University. The Southwest, South Central, and East Idaho showcases will be combined with their hubs regional convening. Coaches will receive a showcase guide approximately 2 weeks prior to their showcase. Inside these guides you'll find the schedule of events, information about parking, what to bring, and other details pertinent to your event. The showcase will take place within the hours of a regular school day, although schedules will be adjusted this year due to the combination of regional convenings. For teams traveling more than 50 miles to attend the showcase, they may submit for a travel reimbursement. Coaches will work with Tricia to submit all appropriate materials. Reimbursements will not be available for subs or for teams traveling less than 50 miles. Awards are provided based on judges' feedback and rubric scores. Each division will receive a first, second, and third place award. In some cases, judges may also choose to award a judge's award per division to a team that may not fit within the parameters of the traditional place award categories. One Student Choice Award will be awarded per showcase to the team that receives the most student votes across all divisions. Awardees will work with Tricia after the showcase to create their Idaho Payment Works account to receive their award stipends. The ecosystem provides several resources to support coaches and teams in preparing for the showcase. All resources can be found on the community platform. Resources include a 10-week teacher guide, a team guide, the slide deck guide, and the judging rubric. Please make sure to read through each resource to be able to support your students. The 10-week teacher guide supports coaches with structured lessons that introduce 3D design and teaches key steps in the engineering design process. This guide includes recommendations for pacing, modeling, prototyping, iteration, and preparing for the showcase. Coaches can also adapt the sequencing to fit their programming needs. The team guide is updated every year and includes essential information for students, including project requirements, presentation expectations, and detailed descriptions of what must be included in the prototypes, slide decks, and displays. This guide helps teams organize tasks, delegate responsibilities, and track progress. Inside the team guide is also information about the annual theme and resources to get students started. The slide deck guide explains how students should document their design journey and provides insights for the judges on the team's work. Slide decks should include the problem statement, research findings, early models, iterations, challenges, and the final design. Teams are encouraged to include photos, sketches, and evidence of failed prints. Students can design their slide decks however they want, as long as they meet a few requirements. Slide decks should be no more than 12 slides. The first slide needs to have the team name and project title. The second slide needs to have the names of each student and their coach. Slide decks will be shared with judges prior to the showcase. Judges will receive the slides in PDF form, which means if students design their slides with transitions, sound, or videos, the judges will not see those items. Students may choose to use their slide decks in the presentation during the showcase. The judging rubric outlines the criteria used to evaluate each component of the IDX project. Students will be judged on components of the product, documentation, presentation, design process, and creativity. Coaches are encouraged to review the rubric early in the season to help students align their work with expectations. Thank you for watching the IDX overview. We look forward to having an outstanding 2026 season.